do 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 do. Thanks. Oh, yeah. Hello, Horatio. I hope that stays there. It's Tuesday. I would have liked to have been a little bit more spontaneous and crazy today, but today just does not appear to be one of those days. It is one of those days where communication has to be pulled out of me like some sort of terrible snake object. Ew, snake, really? That's where I went. Okay, great. I want to talk about a few things. I know that I wanted to sketch on the vlog, but I don't think we're quite there yet. I think we're still in the awesome conceptual stage, which is still one of the most enjoyable phases because it allows you to enjoy the symptom, I guess, of not being fully committed to one particular subject matter, one particular state, one particular form. And it's that sort of idea that I think is really interesting to explore because it's a site where basically, well, it's been researched a lot that it's a site where innovation and ideation are really spontaneous and can yield some really radical ideas and some really interesting ideas, and then all those constraints set in and so on. Azar, a friend of mine, actually, I wanted to mention him. He sent me a message and it was really awesome. He wanted to sort of follow up on how he thought the change that we talked about in terms of how we can design differently or how we can put theories into practice in projects, how that could actually happen. I would say that there's two ways, right? The inevitable conclusion is that it can start with a few small things and then perhaps expand outwards. It's very difficult for me to be arrogant enough to say that I can design a better future. Although I would love to imagine that I would be able to help in some way, or that I would be able to produce meaning in new and exciting ways, or something like that, or help some of the designers that I know integrate interesting theories into their work so that we can, I don't know, see things in a different way. But typically there's two ways to go about it, right? There's sort of the design research way, in which there's a lot of research into what makes successful design, how people react to different things, and how ideas get generated and whether or not they're successful, talking to people, user experience, all that stuff. And then you bring that research in and then that sort of gets taken up. On the other hand, you have this really exciting new region of design that's coming forward, and I think that this is what's really integral, and that's and I hate to come back to this, and I want to give also a shout out to my advisor Wanjun, because honestly, in all of my classes, he's sort of always had this amazing storytelling and metaphor power. And he always brings up the iPhone example and the Steve Jobs and the Apple design example, where the iPhone came at a time where all market research, all design research was siphoning everything into a small, compact product. They had tiny little phones, and everyone believed that smaller and smaller was the way to go design-wise. Then all of a sudden Apple came in with this massive product, this product that revolutionized the way that we think about phones, computers, the way that we walk around our world, essentially, and the entire market surrounding that. So that's simply, I think that these are good examples of how design doesn't necessarily have a structure. That sometimes innovative and creative designs that do change things can just happen. But I think that comes from having a vision and staying true to that vision and being passionate about it. So like people were like, here's money, Steve Jobs. They were like, and AT&T was so hesitant to take them on apparently. So there's all of this sort of conflicting needs, but I think it's true passion and being able to see your design through that makes the difference. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was, yes, okay, sorry, I momentarily blanked, was our concept of the game. I love that in your notes that you sent to me, which thank you so much, we're all about how to illustrate anxiety and do it safely. I think that what you're trying to preserve is the notion that people can interact with something in a safe way without it truly affecting them and causing them any real pain, like when In other words, you're trying to avoid a traumatic situation. And so I was wondering about this, and I kept thinking about how we might introduce anxiety. And then I remembered that my favorite type of game tends to be a horror survival game, which always takes advantage of anxiety. And the best way that they go about this, not just through lighting and through color scheme, which is usually either grayscale or has tons of light blues and stuff like that, which, by the way, is also done in movies. So effective in The Grudge. I'll never sleep again. But also through sound and through music and diegetic and non-diegetic things like in Amnesia and Limbo, and my favorite scary game, which I can never play, which is Silent Hill, because I'm too scared to play it alone, but every once in a while I'll watch like somebody else play through it online and I'll be like, oh my god, I want to play it so badly, but I'm too scared. Anyway, but yeah, so we can do that. We can induce anxiety that way. And then also create safe spaces for them so that they know that there are places to escape to, right? Like for me, it was alt-tabbing. I can alt-tab in Amnesia and then I'm fine. And then alt-tabbing also eliminates that. You can, I don't know, have save points that have different types of music. The unconscious could be a certain type of music, and then the conscious could be another one. I also love the idea of a thing that morphs depending on its state. And I'd like to explore that a little bit more fully. But like I said, it's still very conceptual right now, which is very good. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I feel like I don't really know. My bro mentioned that I should talk about Antichamber today, but this is the thing with Antichamber, is that I don't know how I feel about it. I play it and I'm like, this is cool, and then I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And they have all these really beautifully designed elements, and I feel like it's a lot like traipsing through some sort of mixture of art and parable, but I don't know what to say about it yet. I wish that there was a way. I would like to experiment with a way to stream when I game, or to invite people to see when I'm gaming and have conversations about it while I'm doing it, so that it would lead to a little bit more interesting results. Because otherwise I feel like, well, like what happened with BioShock Infinite was I had all of these ridiculous, I was like, so many ideas, and then I didn't have anyone to talk about it with, and then it was like, I felt like I was going to spoiler alert everything, so then I just ended up not saying anything about it, other than that I loved it and I played it 80 million times. And by 80 million, I mean twice, which is still a lot. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I know that we're going to be vlogging more this week. I'm very freaking excited, and I have treats for you, and hopefully we will talk soon, and I hope this vlog isn't terrible, and I'm so sorry if it's terrible. Okay, bye. Oh wait, I'll show you bags one more time. Bags! Yeah, where are your eyes? Okay, bye.